Good morning. Welcome back to another edition of Gary's Movie Emporium. Today is volume 16 of my Dollar Tree series, and it's December 23rd. It's Christmas Eve. I got another stack of movies here. I looked it up on my calculator here on the computer, and I'm clocking in somewhere near 300 movies. It's like 272. And whenever I do my next video, which probably isn't going to be till after Christmas, because I'd like to reserve Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, for family time, and where I'm hearing we're going to get quite a few inches of snow, and I'll have to focus on that kind of stuff for a little bit, and then I'll probably be back on Saturday, Sunday, somewhere around there. But let's get started on what I got this morning. It's predominantly DVD, and there are Blu-ray in this video. I'm just going to save those for the end. Please, be sure that there's not many Blu-ray. It's mostly DVD in my area. And like I said, I'm closing in on 300 pickups. And with my next video, it'll take me out even closer to 300. And then I still got a trade of probably 80 movies or so. So it's somewhere closer to 400 movies I got in this phase. And I do have some big lots to show in the coming days. I've got some an unboxing I could do. There's horror packs that I've got coming that I could do November and December's video. But let's get started on what I got today. First up is a movie from Studio Canal and N-Wave Pictures. Executive producers of Alvin and the Chipmunks, Son of Bigfoot. Meet the wildest family around. This is, like I said, an N-Wave Pictures here. 92 minutes, PG. Teenage outsider Adam sets out on an epic and daring quest to uncover the mystery behind his long-lost dad, only to find out that he is none other than the legendary Bigfoot. He has been hiding deep in the forest for years to protect himself and his family from Hallow, a giant corporation eager to run scientific experiments with his special DNA. As father and son start making up for lost time, Adam soon discovers that he is too gifted with superpowers beyond his imagination. But little do they know, Hallow is on their tail as Adam's traces have led them to Bigfoot. So this was a really good one too. I like this one. As Cheetah would say, a lot of movie viewers of these types of movies that are expecting Pixar, they're not on Pixar's level, but they're cute, they're charming. This one was really well done. I love this one. I recommend this one. This is an Emporium recommendation here. I really like this one. And you can't go wrong for 92 minutes either, so. Very much feels like something that would have went theatrical in my eyes. Son of Bigfoot. And then next up from the producers of The Little Prince, Kate Mara and Justin Long. Tall Tales from the Magical Garden of Antoon Crangs. Drifter, Outsider, Cricket, Hero. I think it's trying to be like Jiminy Cricket here, but that's my vibe from this. It's from 2017, 77 minutes. It's rated PG. Has an interview with the cast, LaVie and Rose by Kate Mara and Justin Long. Theatrical trailer, special features are not rated. One Apollo, a kind-hearted traveling performer and an ingenious cricket lands in the village of the funny little bugs. The whole kingdom is about to be disrupted. The beloved reigning queen bee, Marguerite, is soon kidnapped on the orders of her jealous and treacherous cousin Wendy, who sets up a trap to frame Apollo for the crime, causing panic and despair in the hive. So I don't know if this is trying to be kind of like a mix of Jiminy Cricket mixed with Ants. The movie Ants. It has Sylvester Stallone and many different, and Woody Allen and many different other actors in it as well. has the charm of that, that kind of movie. It's widescreen presentation. Uh, and it says SDH English. So, and it does say Kids Viva on the back. So, more Kids Viva or Viva Kids, however you want to say it. There's Tall Tales. Sorry about how dark the back cover is. And next up, horror time here. The Ouija Resurrection. They call this Ouija Experiment 2, I guess. Hell Will Be Unleashed. Very much has that cover that's very reminiscent of Mama. This with the CGI Mama that was in that not direct to video, but went directly to theaters. This is a Viva Pictures, 86 minutes horror. It's considered horror. Following the successful debut of their original Ouija experiment, the survivors reprise their roles and revisit the Ouija board. I call it Ouija board. That's the way it looks like to me. I don't know why people call it Ouija board, but it's Ouija. Resurrect the spirits in a renowned movie theater known for their haunted demons. In order to complete the Ouija Resurrection, the original players look to recruit unsuspecting audience members into their web of horror with few expected survivors. And it shows them on the back playing with a Ouija board there. So you'd think after part 1, with now being part 2, they would stop messing with the board, just burn it or get it out of their house. But not these people. They want to have a Ouija 3. I mean, if they're successful, it's one thing, but sometimes the logic in horror films, that's the only thing I will put down, is sometimes like with those board horror ones with Ouija boards, it's like, just get rid of the board, Next up, Safehouse, The Crow. They thought they were finally safe. Let's see who some of the actors are. Yeah, I don't recognize anybody in the back here, or in the front here. It's a BBC main feature. It's a 4-hour movie in this one, so you're getting a lot for your buck here. 11th Hour Films and All 3 Media International presents The Crow. Stephen Moyer from True Blood and The Gifted stars as ex-police officer Tom Brooke investigating a chilling string of murders. After leaving the police force, former officer Tom Brooke lives in an idyllic existence with his wife in this ruggedly beautiful northern coast of Wales. However, when a shocking crime breaks, Tom's life is turned upside down. This murder bears a shocking resemblance to a series of crimes he investigated years ago, perpetrated by a serial killer called the Crow. Tom is drawn into a dangerous game of cat and mouse as he fights to track down the murderer and keep his family safe. Like I said, this is a 4-hour, I don't know if you want to call it a mini series, or it's from, like I said, 11th Hour Films. Stars Stephen Moyer, Joe Tapper, Deverla Kerwan, Jason Watkins, Sinatra Sarkar, Ashley Walters, Sasha Parkinson, and Joel McCormick. Created by Michael Crompton. Directed by Mark Evans. So, sounds like a lot of UK actors in this one, so I wouldn't have the foggiest idea. Maybe, if there's any UK listeners out there, they know who exactly these people are. I don't watch a lot of BBC. I get a lot of them, but I don't have the time to watch a lot of them. But there's The Crow. And next up, I got a Jackie Chan Martial Mayhem. Includes 4 films: Young Tiger, Fantasy Mission Force, Fire Dragon, Eagle Shadow Fist. This is really early Jackie Chan. I kind of feel like I got his nostalgia pack here. It's a 2014 release, 354 minutes. It is letterboxed according to the back. And I'm not going to read each movie, but it says Jackie Chan was born in Chan Yuen Long in 1954. the age of 6, he was sent to train at the Chinese opera school, where he stayed for over 10 years. While still in his teens, Jackie got into the film business as a stuntman and moved up the ladder until he became Asia's biggest superstar. His greatest fights and action scenes revealed the physical genius that is Jackie Chan, as well as training sequences that mirror his real-life ordeals at opera school. He's fast, he's furious, he's funny, he's Jackie Chan. So, kind of like how, much like the way Bruce Lee kind of rose to, his fame and his stuff, and unfortunately he was taken at such a young age. Mr. Chan just keeps on going strong, and he looks like he could do more of these types of movies until he's 70, it looks like. Because the last time I knew, he was still doing the rush hours, and he's kind of slowed down a little bit, but he's still doing some of these actioners, so, I mean, that's credit to how tough the guy's got to be. But, really enjoy his stuff. And there's the cover once again. Really happy to have that. I like kickboxing stuff. And then next up, produced and written by Stephen Chow, Journey to the West, The Demons Strike Back. More, I don't know if it's more in the vein of like kickboxing here. Scene after a spectacular scene of fantasy action. So it has fantasy and action in it. So The Monkey King is back in the sequel to 2013 Stephen Chow Journey to the West, Conquering the Demons. Now tamed by Tang Senzang, Monkey King has become one of Tang's disciples. Tang, Monkey King, Sandy, and Pigsy band together to fight demons as they continue their journey west. Moviegoers owe it to themselves to check this movie out. It does have 5 behind-the-scenes featurettes and deleted scenes. PG-13. I believe it is in English. Yes, it does have English. It is English speaking and anamorphic widescreen with a 1 by 85 by 1. It's approximately 109 minutes, and it's from, let's see, the year 2017, if I didn't say. Very interesting looking cover there. Could be about anything. It does have kind of like that Big Trouble in Little China vibe to it a little bit. Maybe it's the sequel we long deserved for Big Trouble in Little China here. Who knows? Looks really interesting though. Then next up, I got a kid's title here. As Sweet as Hot Chocolate on a Snow Day, says parent previews. Race Time. From 2018, Kids Viva, PG, from Pink Parrot Media, and Carpe Diem Film and TV production. Widescreen presentation. There are extras, and it's 90 minutes in wonderful color here. Ready, Set, Snow. Frankie and Sophie challenge newcomers Zach and Shirley to an epic sled race, only to break down right before the finish line. Convinced that Zach cheated, Frankie demands a rematch and raises the stakes by betting his team's clubhouse. Frankie and the gang build a spectacular new racetrack, and the stage is set for the biggest race of the season. I think I did see, I don't know if it was called Snow Time, but I believe this is a sequel to Snow Time or whatever. The first one had the infamous scene with the Saint Bernard going into the snow tunnel, and it was pretty intense for kids, and I'm sure it got probably a lot of I don't know how you want to say it, backlash. A lot of backlash for that scene with the dog in the snow fort caving in on him and killing the dog. That was really an intense movie out of the two of these, and I thought they went a little bit more lighthearted in this one, because this one, it felt like the first one, or maybe this was the first one. I think this was the second one, but it felt very much in the vein of the first one. But the problem was it kind of went, not problem, but it went lighthearted. You could tell they were trying to get away from the negativity. But this was a really fun one too. I didn't like it quite as good as the first one, but it was good nonetheless. This is based on terrifying true events. A Coven. Playtime is over. It's obvious this is kind of feeding off the Craft movies. Was it the first one, and then Craft the Legacy or whatever? It kind of feels like. I mean, I know that was out before Legacy, but it kind of feels like they're trying to rip off the Craft movies here, mixed with the show Charmed in a sense, because that's about witches too. It's 90 minutes in length, or digital media from Phoenix Worldwide Entertainment. 16 by 9. If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. Apparently, this takes place. 7 people on Halloween night vanished several years before. The plan they plan a sleepover in the woods, but after discovering the name Lucifer scrawled on the ground, they become a part of a ritual they can't escape, and then the nightmare begins. So, really cool cover there. Very witch-like. There's the back. More of the same. I guess those girls are going to be sleeping out in the woods to just get to the bottom of why the 7 people had vanished years ago. Scott Taylor Compton, Olivia Lucardi, a movie called Feral here. A vicious, riveting movie with smart scares and surprising twists from IFC Midnight. This is a Scream Factory as well. 2018, 91 minutes. And I know out there, Mr. Cheetah will like this one because it is an IFC Midnight. And the Scream as well, Scream Factory from 2016. I want to say I did see this. I think I'm about 95% sure I saw this. I remember liking it pretty good, but I don't really remember a lot. You know, a lot of these are, I love the cover here. Kind of has that Pascal look of it, of Pet Cemetery. The way he looked in the first Pet Cemetery. But it's 5.1 English, 91 minutes, anamorphic widescreen, 2 by 40 by 1. So I don't know how that'll look on your screens. I have no idea. I have a projector, so pretty much anything, unless it's really shitty quality, it's gonna look really, good on my projector screen, because I feel like the projection on a movie screen, even films that are like not so good looking on an HD TV, I've got settings on my projector that can alter the way it's presented, and it looks, there's only been like one movie I've noticed was there's a movie from ITN Distributing. I think it was the way it was shot. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I thought it was really, really hazy looking photography for the movie. It had these, like, anytime it showed a wood scene up in the trees, it do this like fuzzy stuff with the trees. It's like whoever shot it didn't know, they didn't do anything to edit that, and I would have reshot that myself if that's the way I would have saw it look. I don't like cinema looking choppy like that. But that's Feral. Looks promising. And I know I've shown this. I'm not gonna put any shine on this one. I think I've showed this like 3 or 4 times. It's not that I hated it or anything, but I just didn't get a Halloween vibe from it. It's the Legend of Hallowian. Let the adventure begin. I didn't really feel this one. I remember watching it. It was alright for what it was, but it's PG with some mild action. An interview with Taylor Grubbs for a special feature. 80 minutes. SC Films International and Fresh Baked Film, The Legend of Hallow. Not really a lot to say about this one. Like I said, I didn't really like the plot of this one all that much. I think I did see this one, but it was like one of them forgettable animated ones, in my eyes at least. I'm not trying to bash it, but animation was fine. Just the story was kind of out in left field for me. I didn't really think it was nothing special. So, on to the next one. I got this one from my son Joseph. Guess How Much I Love You. The Adventures of Little Nut Brown Hare. Friendship adventures based on the books by Sam McBratney, illustrated by Anita Jerome. 80 minutes on this one. 16:9, 2.0 Dolby Digital. With a 1:78:1 aspect ratio. Episodes: Favorite Thing, Fly Away Home, Follow Me, I Promise, All Fall Down, New Friend, and Leaf Shade. This is based on the best-selling books, by the way, if I didn't say. Apparently, he has a series of videos that are out. I think I did get one that was like this, but it had a slipcover. I don't know if it's the exact same one. But has a lot of in conjunctions with SLR Productions, Scroll Studios, Kika, TFO, and E1. I can't make E1 Entertainment, I guess. I can't make it out too good. The writing is really tiny, like almost to the naked eye, tiny. You can't even see it. But there's Guess How Much I Love You. Really interesting title there. Looks right up my son's alley. And then I got 6 Magical Fairy Tales. I know I've gotten this one before, but I think it comes with a slip. I had to open it because I thought it was loose, but it turns out it's 2 disc. Pretty plain discing here. They have them backwards, at least in my eyes. Disc 1 has The New Adventures of Peter Pan, The New Adventures of Peter Pan, Fairy Friendship, and Dragon Guardians. And it does say Momentum Pictures on the back here, or on the front of the first disc. Disc 2 has Robin Hood, Mischief, and Sherwood, The Jungle Book, the movie, and the dreaded True Story of Puss in Boots. That's an awful movie. I like William Shatner a great deal. He's a great, to me, he's a funny and great actor, but he overdid it in True Story of Puss in Boots. It's hard to sit through just for his annoying voiceover in it. I think we could have did better, honestly. It was just a terrible effort, I thought. And then next up, I got another kids title here, and I'm sorry about all the kids titles, but in this phase or wave, there's been a slew of animated material that was out there this time around. And this too is based on a best-selling book. It's called Benjamin the Elephant. I've seen this on a recent. I've gotten it before. I've seen it on videos, but I just seen this pop up too out on the West Coast in Cool Duder's video he just did the other day. Kids Viva. 93 minutes on this one. And it has a lot of... I think it's going for the Dumbo. Kind of like... Feels like mix of Dumbo. Maybe mixed with... maybe Roger Rabbit in a sense. Not with the, the murder and all that, but... It goes mostly, it just has this one character that's animated from what I'm seeing. And the rest is all with live action sequences and stuff. So kind of has let's call it Roger Rabbit meets Dumbo. He even kind of looks like Dumbo here in the picture. They just have him dressed up and walking upright and all that. But really pretty much what is going. I wonder if it didn't come out around the time when the reboot of Dumbo came out. So You get tell it's a kid's Viva because they let them go with a 4-window presentation on the back of the still shots of the movie. But pretty cool little title there. And then finally, I got 4 Blu-rays here, and I did get Blu-rays in this portion of the video. Why I put DVD Blu-ray in the description is because this was a part of a 2 or 3 day hunt that it was part of a Blu-ray DVD haul. So that's why if I put Blu-ray and it does not happen to be Blu-rays, it's not because I'm trying to get clicks or whatever. But it is actually part of a Blu-ray DVD haul. And I divide them up and show you what, I did get in that 3 or 4 day haul, and what I did pull down, and what I was lucky to get to do or pick up in those particular hauls. So if that explains it better on why I put Blu-ray DVDs sometimes when they're not Blu-rays in 1 or 2 of the videos, it's because I did it that way because I wanted you to know that they were all from several hauls or whatever. But it's not like I'm trying to get clickbait, because like I said, DVD has its place too. And like I say, you can't always get Blu-rays, in certain films that you like. Like these kids' titles, for instance, very rarely are you going to get them, and they might not even went to Blu-ray, But onto the Blu-rays here, and I'm happy to have this in the collection. It stars Jackie Chan. It's called First Strike. The world's most explosive action star fights for America for the first time. Action delirium, says the Wall Street Journal. Might have to have Melissa or Larry take. If I had them put this in my deck, I'm going to have them probably take this back out. It's PG-13, 84 minutes. A Raymond Chow, Golden Harvest. Production film by Stanley Tong, Jackie Chan. If it moves, clobber it. Hard-hitting gang has the numbers and weapons on its side. Jackie Chan has what's within his reach. A ladder, it will do. Chan's amazingly inventive and widely famed deployment of a ladder as a weapon. He also uses a broom, stilts, a chair, a shark, and anything else that's handy during the film. Among highlights in this rollicking action comedy in which he's called upon to recover a stolen warhead component. The adventure whisk out our hero from high-rise Hong Kong to the snowy Ukraine to sunny Brisbane, and he plunges into all with wall-to-wall kick-butt joy. Settle in and watch as Chan and a ladder lift the martial arts to new heights of fun. It's PG-13. 84 minutes on this one. It's in DTS HD Master Audio from 1997, and then finally saw Warner Brothers release in 2015. So looks pretty promising here. Decent amount of Jackie Chan in this phase as well. And then next up, I got a Blu-ray plus DVD combo here, starring Jason Bateman and Olivia Wilde, The Longest Week. And I think this was a French-Canadian released disc, in terms of where, it came from mass production here. Dating your best friend's girl has its downsides. Bateman is a comedy king. My daughter doesn't like Jason Bateman. I don't know. I think he's funny. I think he's hilarious. But it's not too big on him. But there's the slip and the identical there. I was just noticing this when I was ready to shoot the video, though. It had some minor issues right there. See it? See, I don't like that. I don't know how a slip can get, unless somebody's, rough with them. I just don't see why you'd cram something back in, or, I just don't like that. That's why I'm not big on slips, because if you get them, then they do look like that. You try to do your darndest to try and make them look a little better, but it's going to be a no sale on this one. I don't even, at this point when it's like that, I'd rather just ditch the slip cover, because then I feel like I'm just, or put them up for like a display or something, because I don't like that. I don't think that should ever be a thing, especially when they're slip covered. People should be more careful with them than they are. But oh well. Like I said, that's the longest week. And then I got two more, starring Gina Carano, Scorched Earth, a Peter Howitt film. Bringing men to justice as their only reward. The planet has suffered an environmental collapse. The air becomes unbreathable. The water becomes toxic, and billions of people died. Generations later, mankind has finally reestablished rudimentary society in an attempt to pick up the pieces that continue to blister in the sun. Attica Gage is a bounty hunter who has a chance at the bounty of a lifetime to bring down the ruthless outlaw Elijah Jackson. Gage infiltrates Jackson's gang, and everything is going to plan until she meets a slave girl who reminds her of her dead sister. With her loyalty only to herself now tested, Gage learns that there must be more to life than just survival. This is a Cinedigm title as well. It's 5.1 here, 94 minutes, from Lighthouse Pictures, rated R. Sounds really interesting. Kind of world kind of sounds chaotic about like now, so probably fit right in with what's going on in the world today. So looks really interesting there. And I got one more to wrap it, and then I'm done with this video. It's a movie starring Jonah Hill, Miles Teller, War Dogs, based on the true story. I started watching this at the drive-in theater back when it aired. I can't remember if we stood around, but it was like, it wasn't that I disliked it. It's just it was getting really late, and we were all getting tired, and we had quite a ways to go back home. And I think we ended up taking off about 3/4 of the way in. I said, well, we'll just watch it on video, or we can watch it on our time and stuff. But sometimes I'll do triple features at the drive-in, and it's like, it's fine to do that if you're local, but if you're going to a triple feature, you know what you're getting yourself into, but you drive all that way, and then by the time a triple feature starts, it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you still got another hour, 2 hours of the movie, and then you're looking at 2 o'clock by the time it gets done, and then by the time you get home, it's another hour or hour and a half on top of that, and you're like home at like 4 in the morning. It's not worth staying for. If you get the two main films in or whatever, then, but this has a Blu-ray plus DVD in it as well. War Dogs proves conclusively that truth is stranger than fiction. 114 minutes, rated R, from 2016. And if I didn't say, it's from Warner Brothers Pictures. Apparently, they land a $300 million deal to arm the Afghan military. And that puts them in business with some very shady people, including the government. So, I guess it's these two on the run, I guess. Running around. 1 minute they're living in Miami Beach during the Iraq War, and then I want to say they were over in Afghanistan by the end or whatever, but I can't really remember too much about it, but it was good from what I remember of it. That wraps up my video for this morning. I'm probably not going to be back, like I said, until after the holidays, because it is a major holiday, and plus people probably aren't going to be on YouTube all that much, because they'll be out hanging around with their friends and family and traveling and stuff. But on behalf of Gary's Movie Emporium, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Everything that's going on with the holiday, just take it all take it all, with family. Don't let the COVID business drag you down. Try to be a little kinder to each other out there. That's what we need right now. We don't need, to be thinking about political stuff. We just need to focus on the holidays, get us to New Year's, and then say goodbye finally to 2020. It's been a terrible year. I'm sure everybody out there has been looking forward to 2021 and all the bright prospects that are available or should be available versus this year. We do now have a vaccine. Whether they're saying it's effective, I would rather wait a few months before I would just go endorsing that. But based on what I'm seeing, it's doing really well. There's talk of giving out stimulus money to the people that need it out there that are hurting. You all have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. See you later. Bye.